We're gonna make Ken Carson Type Beats, just like his lead song Bleed. Let's get into it. So before I get into the sounds, I'm gonna talk about how I put what I was thinking in my head inside the DAW. Ken Carson's song Bleed is very sort of cinematic and drawn out and very sad feeling. So this melody just has 3 chords in a scale of F minor. The chord progression is 1, 3, and 6. So what I mean by that is that if you look up what keys are in the F minor scale, or press highlight scale in your DAW, if you just count up, the first key in the F minor scale is F, and then the G sharp or A flat here is the 3rd key. So that's how you find out what chord progression you're in. So what I did was I just went on Google and I found I just typed in sad cinematic chord progressions, looked at what chords sounded nice, and I took chords from certain songs and then just mashed it all together to make it into my own progression, into my own melody. It works really well because if you know what scale you're working in, and if you study and research the music you're trying to make and pull from different genres, you can make your own melody. So the first sound with the chords here, it uses a serum preset from Cymatics called Invitation to Love. So it sounds very hopeful and, emo. With the chords, I chopped out a bit of the low ends so we can have that 808 punching through, and we got a bit of high end cut over here. Next up we have the highlight of the beat that is very Ken Carson is this ARP in the serum preset of Cymatics again, Cherub. I just played the 1 key in the scale we're in, F. And with that ARP as well, I just added a bit of EQ in it as well, just making sure I just highlight the high ends and a bit of the low ends. Okay, next sound is the lead. I have 2 leads layered on top, one that's more in the sort of mid to highs, and then one that's very in the high frequency. So this is what the first layer sounds like. It's kind of quiet compared to the other lead. It's in the preset of Uzi vs. the World by Chase Vibes. We have some chorus on it and a bit of EQ again, cutting out the lows. This is the first section of the lead pattern, and then the next section has this little cute downstep pattern I'll just show you here. What I did for the main lead was really just copy that same pattern over, and the lead for the main lead is from Virtual Riot's Bank, the LD Fat Sync lead. Just to add a bit of texture in the background of the melody and to sort of fill some spaces, I added this sort of low end pad in the background with the preset of Keys Remember by Cymatics, and also added some ozone imager and a bit of EQ here just to give it that very textured feel in the background. This just follows the chords of the original melody, but it just plays the first and last chords double time. So this is what the whole entire melody sounds like. Now we're going to move into the drum section of the song. So in the introduction, I wanted just a clean, warm bass to sort of build up the intro, which is from the Shinju Bank Serum Bank Volume 1 called Violence. Next up we got the Trinity Easy 808 with synth from the Synthetic and Dinox drum kit. I added a saturator from Ableton, which is sort of like OTT or Soft Clipper from FL Studio if you're coming from FL. In Ableton as well, because I'm starting to use Ableton a lot more, I've recently learned a really cool trick on how you can pitch bend 808s. In FL, it's much more simpler to do in that instance, but in Ableton, there's a lot of more crazy stuff you can do. You want to open up a sampler. So even if you just drag the 808 into this box here, and it opens up a simpler, just right click on the program and press sampler. It will open up this window here, and if you press MIDI, there'll be an option for pitch bend over here. You want to increase the range to 12 semitones because that's how many semitones are in an octave. And then if you double click on your MIDI here and press on envelopes, it'll come up with this window. Basically, it's sort of an automation clip where you can change the pitch to rise up to each key or note of the channel. It slides to the actual key itself, which is pretty handy. So that's something I've recently learned if you want to know how to sort of set up in Ableton. Next up we have the Trinity Skull Kick, again from the same drum kit. For this beat I really wanted the kicks to hit, so we've got just the saturator again, but you can change the different curves of the actual sine wave that compresses the kick itself just by clicking this, which is pretty handy. Next drum we have the Don Clap, again from the Trinity kit, and just with a bit of saturator. We have the open hi-hat. Just a bit of chorus to make it stand out a bit. And lastly, and then we have the rim from the same kit again, a bit of saturator on it as well. Just a simple two-step hi-hat pattern from the Trinity kit again, Money hi-hat. The lead up to the second hook, I have a filtered EQ going on, so this sound here just so it brings that tension to the beat before it drops again. To achieve this in Ableton, what you do is you can open up a master channel if you want, or any channel really, add an EQ, adjust it to the level where you want the last like sound or like second to be, and then just right click on the parameters you want to change, and it comes up with a show automation or show automation in new lane. Wherever you want to show the automation, once it pops up, just draw it in, and it's as simple as that. The last second of the drop, I've recorded myself breathing in with this vocal here. I thought it works really well with the filtered automation as well, and it's just got a bit of hybrid reverb. With that all together, the drop sort of sounds like this. We just basically applied the same filtered effect at the end to finish the beat, and automate the volume down. I'm going to play the full beat now. Thank you so much for watching. I have the project stems and files in my Patreon in a link down below. Feel free to support me in any way by subscribing, liking, or even going to my Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm going to continue to upload, continue to grind. I'll see you soon.